this a metal thing? Yes. Little taste.
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
Break.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy. I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is not country.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Ugo be pregnant? Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, she's such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso.
Horror.
Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk Plus. That's right, folks. We've now transcended genre boundaries and sometimes cover other movies. We're a place for horror movie lovers, but the plus tells you we also welcome genre curious and genre allies. So make sure you rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Don't be a square. Make sure to share. Woo! Also, check out patreon.com/horrormovietalk, the equivalent of the adult section at your video rental store. You always want to know what's back there, so join us there. If you want to add your P to the community pool, go to horrormovietalk.com or call 682-253-4468 and leave a voicemail, and you might have your voice heard on the episode. Like today, we're going to be checking our voicemail. As always, Fart Simpson crammed into the production booth. I'm Bryce, and across from me sits Island Boy David Day, and we have a special guest, Jay Medina, a founding member and vocalist for the band Angelic Desolation, as well as co-host of the Crypt Keeper Horror Show podcast. Everyone, welcome Jay and David.
Yeah, applause.
All right, we got a great show today. We're going to be reviewing Infinity Pool, Brandon Cronenberg's newest film. A lot of buzz around this one on our Facebook page. I think a lot of our listeners want to hear what we have to say about it. We'll start out by giving a brief review and our score for the film. I'm trying to choose between two different words like every sentence, and I can't land on it. For the foovie, we score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. Later on, we'll be doing our horror movie whores segment, which is where we check our voicemail and get back to you. But yeah, let's hop right into it. So Infinity Pool is available for rent at all the places where you rent things online. It's about an American couple, James and M. Foster, played by Alexander Skarsgård and Cleopatra Coleman, who take a resort vacation to the tropical island of Latolka to rekindle their relationship and to break James out of writer's block. While there, they meet Gabby, played by Mia Goth, who's a big fan of James's previous novel and is excited to show them the island outside of the confines of the luxurious resort. Despite warnings that it's dangerous off grounds, they spend the day with Gabby and her husband, Albin, picnicking and drinking on the beach. Tragedy strikes, and James finds himself at the mercy of the brutal and surreal justice system of Latolka. Narrowly escaping punishment, James discovers that the true horrors of the island lie with the decadent and hedonistic tourists that take advantage of the bizarre world of the island. Kind of hard to give the full synopsis without spoiling it, but there's kind of a turning point in it and kind of a reveal that is really interesting, so I don't want to spoil that until our spoiler section. But as far as a review, this is the second Brandon Cronenberg film that we've reviewed on the show, and it shares a lot of the brutality and dreamlike aspects of his previous film, Possessor. Infinity Pool examines the horrors of the uber-wealthy escaping justice while flaunting it for their entertainment. It goes from a relatively normal film to progressively more surreal and hedonistic, and ends with full-on existential horror. It's a weird mix of the HBO show White Lotus and Eyes Wide Shut and a little bit of like Total Recall sprinkled in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And That being said, it's very unique. There are enough twists and turns that it stays engaging throughout the runtime. The combination of excellent acting and directing really sells the movie, even though there's a prevalence.
Thank you.
Of
Prevalence. I like prevalence.
yeah,
Prevalence.
there's
Prevalent.
a prevalence of dream logic and nightmarish qualities. It stays grounded in the perspective of James. Skarsgård does a great job of emoting the inner world of James, and we get to experience his pride, shame, hubris, and debauchery in a way that feels real. With a hard R rating, and I think there's an unrated or NC-17 version available too that I didn't watch. But even with,
I think that's the one that I watched.
yeah, I mean, I watched the R version, but it did not shy away from much. I mean, I'm curious what the NC-17 version would look like.
I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but they show like man goo, bro.
Yeah, they show that in the R-rated version too. I mean,
okay, that's in the R-rated. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
So there's man goo, there's nipple goo too, and nipple like gummy
nipple
bears.
goo. Yep.
There's lots of weird shit in here. So yeah, it's got plenty of the old sex and ultra violence. Pulls no punches with either. Yet they don't feel exploitative or arbitrary, since they both work to serve the story. That's one thing that I've seen on some of the negative reviews. Like, oh, he's got the same excesses of his... Why am I so fuzzy?
It's the different quality. Things in the mirror are not what they appear.
Some of the negative reviews talk about how oh, he's like his father and like the arbitrary sex and violence. It's like, no, it's kind of the point of the story. Like it's actually integral to the story to have this debauched world of sex and violence in this movie for it to even make sense. So it doesn't feel tacked on. Is what I'd say. I really liked it. I think it's right up there with Possessor Uncut. It's a little more accessible. I can't remember what I gave Possessor Uncut. Do you remember what you gave that one?
I think I gave it a 10, and I think you gave it an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So I didn't watch the movie. Jay, what was your take on this?
It was a weird fucking movie, man, but it was crazy. It's one of those rich people with clone movies. I'm not trying to give much away here, but Jesus Christ, dude. If rich people could make clones, this is totally what they'd fucking do with them, man.
Did you see that David Cronenberg movie this last year? What was it called, Bryce? What was that thing?
Crimes of the Future.
Crimes of the Future. Did you see that, Jay?
I did not see Crimes of the Future, no.
It is another kind of clone-y, sort of just incredible amounts of oh, you can just replace parts of your body kind of thing.
Yeah.
How did this hit you?
It's kind of like the Island. You guys ever seen The Island?
Is that DiCaprio?
That was fucking... Oh, God damn it. It was McGregor. The dude that played Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, right.
That was
I didn't see that one.
Ago. In a galaxy far,
yeah, it's kind of the same deal. It's you make clones, but they're just so that you can replace your organs with them.
It's like the Venture Brothers. What?
Yeah.
What score did you give what score in between 1 and a 10? Where do you land on this one, Jay?
I would probably give it an 8. It was really interesting, but I had questions.
Yeah,
especially with the...
Go ahead.
So, can I ruin shit now?
Well, let's wait till the spoiler section for people that haven't watched it.
Okay, let's do the spoiler section, then I'll ruin shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm right in line with you. I gave it 8 out of 10. I think it's really good, and I give any movie a lot of points just for being unique.
It's unique. The production work is really awesome. The acting is really good. The camera work, all that shit was really good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think Brandon Cronenberg is a really strong director and writer and has a lot of good ideas. And it's like, it's kind of what you want to see, which is like, oh, I know what that name is. I want weird shit and body horror, and Brandon will oblige you.
And it did have like it had like twists and shit too, which was really good.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh shit, what's going on now?
Yeah, it doesn't go. I mean, there's a couple obvious moves it could take, and like I was thinking of like, oh, they're gonna do this with it, and they kind of subvert like those obvious expectations, but sometimes do use those like plot ideas that you would think about, but they come at it from a different angle, and it's just really interesting. It's not like a 10 out of 10 for me, like in terms of like I'm not putting it at the top of the list, and it's not something I'm gonna rush to see again or recommend. But it is a high quality movie, unique, and
it was entertaining.
Yeah.
What's keeping
very entertaining? Yeah.
What's keeping it from getting to a 9 or a 10? Like, what are the things that kind of bother you about this thing?
Oh, I got to go to the spoilers though. I got to wait till the spoilers.
That's
so I
fair.
can say some shit.
Bryce, do you have maybe a?
It's kind of a catch-22 because the things that keep it from a 10 are also the things that make it really good, which are like, it doesn't feel quite filled in. Like it's not all like some of the concepts and stuff aren't really like nailed down, but at the same time, like a large aspect of it is the nightmarish quality or the dreamlike logic to it, and so it's purposeful.
Just maybe not a fan of the delivery method, but also kind of appreciative of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
So
yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
Still definitely a high recommend for me. Speaking of recommending, if you're listening to commercials, I'd like to recommend you to go to our Patreon and skip out of those commercials, because we release all of our episodes on Patreon without episodes as early as we get them edited. So, some people start complaining about hearing ads on the episodes. Like,
you stupid bitch. You don't have to listen to commercials. You're so stupid. Yeah, no.
You motherfuckers.
All you got to do is pay the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month, and you got no commercials and double the content, because we got the fucking afterpod going on over there. And
that's so funny, because I'm like, damn, you guys got a Patreon?
Oh yeah, man. That's the one thing I'll tell you.
We ain't even there yet.
As a podcaster, you're there. Like, just start it.
Yeah, you got to start
like,
it.
Just
okay.
In terms of like,
if you build
monetizing a podcast, like that's people want to support you if they're fans of the show.
Okay, cool.
Check out our shop on horrormovietalk.com/shop. We got our logo tees and our Team Bat and Team Spear shirts.
Get yourself a bat. Get a bat. You don't want to be without a bat in the zombie apocalypse.
Also check out Dustin Goebel, our resident artist. He's on Instagram at dgoebel00. That's at DGOEBEE. Fuck.
Yeah.
At DGOEBEL00 on Instagram. And reach out to him. And he takes commissions if you toss him some ducats. Call 682-253-4468 to leave a voicemail.
Before you get into the end of this, I'm curious, Jay. Can you tell us a little bit about not only your podcast but Angelic Desolation?
Well, let's not do that in the part that's going to get cut out.
I mean, it's just from the patron. But okay, fair enough.
So let's just get in.
I was like, is that a no?
Yeah, let's get into spoilers and we'll answer that question. So let's get into spoilers. All right. Yeah, so Jay, yeah, tell us more about Angelic Desolation and your podcast. Where can people find you?
The podcast is on, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. We use Anchor, so you can find us fucking everywhere. The
And what's it
podcast is
called?
pretty much just the Crypt Creeper Horror Show, and it's pretty much me and my wife, but I have guests on too, and we just talk about horror movies. I try to go through a recap, but I have ADHD, so it kind of fucking goes everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So if you guys like that kind of thing, and we just kind of go over horror movies, our opinions, and random jokes and shit like that. The band Angelic Desolation, we're from Denver, Colorado. I'm the founding member of the band, and I also do the vocals and the lyrics. And we're like if Cannibal Corpse and Decrepit Birth fucked Guar is pretty much what our band is. It's crazy shit. We kill babies on stage. We do all kinds of crazy shit. And but we call ourselves Razor Grind. We're like a mix of technical death metal and old school death metal kind of mixed together. So yeah, it's pretty much us.
What are your okay? So you mentioned Cannibal Corpse, and I can't remember who you juxtaposed that with.
Decrepit Birth. I don't know why I just said Decrepit Birth.
But
yeah,
what are your inspirations? Like where what are the bands that you're like, these people did it good?
me personally, it's been Guar. I'm a huge Guar fan. I have Guar tattoos. Love Guar. When Odorous died, I stopped going to Guar, but I used to go to their concerts every year when they came into town. Huge Cannibal Corpse fan. Corpse Grinder is a big inspiration, and like Deicide for me. The other guys are into a little more like tech death that they get into just because they play instruments. I don't play any instruments, so I don't know about that shit. I just do fucking growls and screams and all that stupid shit.
Nice. I've been a metalhead since I was a little kid, and it's always for me.
Nice.
It's always been pushing the limits of what's listenable, and
That's what we try to do, man.
yeah. I've listened to quite a few of your stuff on YouTube, and I appreciate
Nice.
the comedy element. I think without the over the top ridiculousnly, I think people are losing out on metal today, like now, like.
Yeah.
I
I've
really
always been a big believer in like don't take yourself too seriously is the thing. You're supposed to have fun. Metal's supposed to be fun, in my opinion. And I understand the bands that get like deep into shit, and that's fine. That's their style. But for me, I've always just been like, let's have a good time. It's party Satan is what we call ourselves. Like, it's like Satan, but it's party Satan. Let's have a good time.
What do you and you just came off of Denver Death Fest, right?
Yep,
How
we
was
sure
that?
did.
Was that
Yep.
a fun time?
That was a good time. Our equipment malfunctioned halfway through our fucking set, so we didn't get to finish it. But I still killed a baby, spit blood on people. It was a pretty good time.
That's the important thing at the end of the day,
Exactly. I'm just trying to put on a show,
Yeah. No, we get it. That's just what we're trying to do too. So, wow. Well,
Do you have any shows coming up?
We're playing with a Legion here in Denver at the Marquee Theater on the 13th.
so
And then today,
sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to get this X'd out of your podcast, but that's what they're called. So there's a band called the Faggots of Death, and their main vocalist is a gay zombie called Maris the Great. He's a big figure here in Denver. And anyways, I got to be in their music video. They're premiering today, so I got to go to that later on. And I in the video, I like eat maggots off of like a naked lady's vagina. It was pretty fun.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like a good time. Hey, let me ask you. Okay, so one of my very favorite bands of all time.
Okay.
You're definitely familiar with them because you're from Denver. Do you enjoy Rocky Mountain Hydro Grind at all?
Hydro grind. I have heard it. I haven't heard that in so long.
The
dude.
cephalic,
Yes.
cephalic carnage. I missed them
Cephalic carnage. Yes.
so much.
Cephalic carnage.
And I
dude,
have
yeah.
I have a theory. So like cephalic carnage is just one of my just total most favorite bands of all time. And they're famous for just smoking a lot of weed, a
Yeah.
ridiculous
Yeah.
amount. And I have a theory because they just they made an album in like 2012 and then maybe another one in 15, and then they just kind of disappeared. And my theory is they just kind of smoked so much weed that they forgot they were a band.
They forgot they were a band. I could see that.
Have you
I've
seen
that
them?
shit.
Do you know where they are?
I have no idea, dude.
No one does.
No idea. They just kind of just like left.
Yeah, I think they just forgot. Okay. Well, cool.
No, my guitarist in the band actually, there was a Suffocation show, and he got them so fucking stoned that they messed up their entire set.
Aw.
And they were straight up like, "We're too high right now. Sorry, guys."
Oh, fun times.
Oh yeah.
So sorry to divert. Honestly, it's Jay, when you're talking about having ADHD, like that's exactly what our show is like too. We'll go
Yeah.
on tangents too. It's not an issue.
No, I was listening to you guys' podcast. I was like, they understand. They get it.
But getting back to the movie, what were the things that you didn't want to spoil about, like what keeps it from getting a 10 out of 10 for you?
I didn't understand why the clones spoke perfect American English when they came out. Like, how did they know that?
Well, they explained that all of your memories and experiences are transferred over to the clone.
Yeah, but how though, man? That's what that was my question.
Have either of you guys seen the Venture Brothers?
From what I gather, they go into a trippy dream world where they see lots of tits, and that seems to work. You know,
That would work.
that seems to.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, damn, do tits make you learn?
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to be honest.
Thinking back on a lot of my elementary school teachers, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
answer is yes.
I perk
Oh,
up
I didn't
immediately.
learn shit from my elementary school teacher's tits.
I perk up immediately. You know, I'm just
Yeah.
whoa. What? Yeah. By the way, what's it like in those metal? I mean, not to divert the discussion again, but I'm just saying, metal shows. I mean, being a band, maybe is there greater access to said discussion?
To tits?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, David
I've
doesn't
seen
want
my
to be
fair share
indelicate.
of tits. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to see some tits. It's nice.
That is wow. Big perks. You know what?
I have a wife though, so she kind of watches me and makes sure I'm not, I don't touch the tits.
No,
I
not
get to see
anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, no, a horror movie review show, I mean, you get to see on the screen, but it's just the access to, I mean, we're really just limited to what we got in studio, which is
Yeah,
not
pretty much.
not ideal.
I mean, I got a pretty good pair, but it's not. I see them every day.
I do too, man. I have a decent pair of tits too. I have like a B cup. It's not bad.
Everybody's got them. Everybody's got them. Let's all just put them away. Okay, so it sounds like there's a confusing angle with how the clones. So there's clones. Help me understand.
Yeah, so like the basic. I mean, to spoil it, there's an accidental killing, so they accidentally run over a native, and the justice system in this island requires blood for blood, basically, and so
The son of the father gets to kill. Yeah.
right, and then it adds like kind of this futuristic sci-fi element of the way they get around this as a tourist spot and to fulfill diplomatic relations. Instead of killing the actual person, they make a clone out of them, and put all of their, it has to be an exact match, like all of their knowledge and thoughts and experiences also poured over into this perfect copy of them, and then they kill the clone. So they have like an execution where the son of the person murdered or the government kills the criminal clone.
Yeah.
And so and the way you can get that clone is if you can pay for it, if you have enough money to do the clone. Otherwise, then you die.
Real quick, the infinity pool itself, like the material that they use for that, what do you guys think that was? I can't figure it out, man.
Bryce, describe to me.
It's almost like wax.
There's an infinity pool, and why?
Liquid.
Well, it's not really. The infinity pool is like more representational of like kind of the wealth and the resort living of these people, and like there's a part of the story that's explained like when the other couple when they're building an infinity pool kind of got exposed to this phenomenon with the cloning. But then in terms of like cloning, like it's weird. He steps into this kind of dank, weird
but that's
pool.
what I'm saying is, as far as special effects, what do you think that was?
Yeah, so he steps into this pool, it's like red and then like has like this weird black stuff that starts leaking into the room. It does look like super waxy. It looks really viscous and opaque. Yeah, I don't know what they used for that. I mean, it couldn't have been wax because that would have burned him, but maybe some really opaque Jello mixture or something.
Some kind of Jello, right? Yeah.
It's not melted.
It looks weird. It looks weird as shit. It looked cool though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's not melted condoms, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
That would also burn.
So yeah, I mean, it really plays around with this concept of like, oh, what would you do if like you just didn't have any accountability and could watch yourself being executed or a clone of yourself being executed for anything that you do, and kind of the twisted, like perverse nature of like just taking advantage of that, and the film plays a lot on that and kind of slow rolls it, and yeah, throughout it's got some really strong dream logic, and it starts out like the first shot of the movie is just black. Well, at least on my TV it was, since we have terrible contrast
it's black
ratio.
And there's like whispering.
Yeah.
Like,
so there's
weird whispering.
Yeah, there's whispering, and they're like it's like this couple talking to each other, and it's like, you said white sand brain death. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? So it's just basically recounting someone talking in their sleep.
Dude, I listened to it fucking twice, and I couldn't hear the whispering. I'm also going deaf because of the band, so that might have played a part.
Well, you got to turn on subtitles. I can't watch anything without subtitles now. Yeah, it's
oh shit.
It's real weird. Have you ever? Do you have a partner that talks in their sleep? Have you ever experienced?
No, I'm the one that talks in my sleep.
Yeah,
she's experienced that. Yeah. Well, sometimes she'll talk, but it's not much.
Do you say weird?
It's mostly
do you say weird stuff in your sleep? Does she ever tell you what you said?
Sometimes I'll talk to someone that's not there for a minute, and then I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah, David.
It's weird. I have no idea why.
No, none of the sleep talking so much, but my wife used to get these massive migraines. And before them, there was like a ramp up period, and I think they call it the aura of the migraine would hit her, and she would, and so it's like the calm before the storm, kind of in your brain, and she would start talking absolute nonsense. She'd just be like, I'd be like, so you going to work today? And she'd be like, blah blah blah. And I'd be like, what? And she'd go, blah, 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 blah. And be like,
oh, shit.
What did you say? And she'd be like, she'd start getting, like, irritated that I couldn't understand her. So she couldn't hear herself or something. and it was the scariest shit in the entire world. It
Yeah.
was like, oh, there's some short circuit happening. Like, do you have a tumor? Like, what's going on? Like, and it was a cause of a lot of concern for us, and it was very scary to have that happen. But I don't know if that's relevant or prevalent to this conversation or prevalent.
Yeah, it's kind of a separate thing, but I mean, it's an interesting phenomenon. Yeah, like migraines is, if you want to feel like you're having an aneurysm, just have a migraine every once in a while, because
Have a migraine.
you'll be like, am I dying right now, or am I just going to be have the worst headache in my life in a couple hours?
Have you ever had a migraine where like you can't see out of one of your eyes?
Yeah, my
Like,
my
that's
only
bad.
migraine
Yeah.
that I had, like, I got tunnel vision to where I could only see like through a quarter,
A little bit.
and then it came,
Yeah.
and then my vision came back. And the most alarming thing was like, I wasn't alarmed while it was happening. It was like not until after I got my vision back was I was like, hey, wait a minute, it's not normal not to see.
I should have. Yeah.
That was the weird
Dude,
part
it's
about it.
scary as shit because it's in your head, man.
Right.
It's scary as shit because it's in your head, and we all know everything is right there. Like, that's all of us in our brain. And you're like, oh, shit, my brain's shutting down. This sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, my wife talks in her sleep sometimes, and it's like this very weird, like, conversation, because it starts out, you think you're talking to them or that they're talking to you, and then you realize, like, oh, they're speaking nonsense. Like, the words that they're saying don't make any sense whatsoever. So that was it starts out with that, and so it kind of indicates that we're going to enter in kind of a dream logic experience here, and it really does feel like a nightmare, and I'm sure it's intentional, because like the characters change, like there's like moments where there's a twist in the plot where it just feels like when you're in a dream and it shifts gears and we're like, oh, we're doing this now, you like, and it doesn't necessarily relate super strongly to what happened before, but there is a through line. So yeah, they're this couple, they're on this resort, very bougie, you know, they're getting up early so they can make sure they catch the omelet chef. And then,
Oh my god, omelet chefs are so awesome. Sorry.
That was so awesome.
If you're on a cruise or anything, tip your omelet chef. Those guys are fucking badass.
Yeah.
I love them.
Do cruises pick you up for angelic desolation to, like, you're the entertainment, you know, like...
Oh, fuck no. I have to rely on my parents' money when I go on a cruise. I went on one cruise, and it was all my parents. But the omelet chef, dude, I almost fucked somebody up because he was trying to talk shit to the omelet chef. He was like, you burned my eggs. I was like, dude, I'll burn your eggs, motherfucker. Like, I got panicked. I got a little mad at him.
And then they put you in the brig, you know?
Yeah, they'll put you in the brig. Yeah, you don't want to go there. You want to stay out with all the fat Americans. It's great.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah, omelet chefs, tip them. They're good guys. Sorry.
no, I also endorse the omelet chefs of America and from
And
the cruise
omelet
industry.
chefs.
Fuck yeah, dude. They should have their own union, bro.
Yeah. The other thing that, like, kind of tip it off of, like, and there's kind of a question throughout the whole thing of, like, is this a dream? It doesn't really, you know, tip its hat ever really, but there's, like, stuff like, he asks, like, where are we? Which is kind of a weird thing where they're like, because you're also asking yourself that because Latorca is the island, and it's a fictional.
Yeah.
It's a fictional island, and like fictional, you know, culture and all these things, and so you can't quite place it in your mind, but all that's there is like, okay, they've got a super luxurious resort, and anything off of the grounds is dangerous poverty and kind of a no man's land, while still being.
It's kind of like when you go on resorts in Mexico.
Yeah.
They tell you don't leave the fucking resort.
Yeah, it's true. So what happens is, like, gosh, I already forgot the names of the characters. So James meets this this woman played by Mia Goth that is a huge fan of his, and they kind of latch on to this couple, and Mia Goth and her husband, tell him like, hey, let's go hang out outside of the resort. The thing that everyone says is a terrible idea and that you shouldn't do. And James is like, it'll be fine. These random people that we've never met said it was okay. And they seem cool. And so they go off and like do nothing that they couldn't have done on the resort. They just hang out on a beach and drink. But the one new twist is James is taking a piss, and then Mia Goth's character Gabby walks up to him and holds his penis while he's peeing, and then starts jacking him off. As one does.
Yeah, that was the man goo part.
Yeah.
They showed him coming on the ground, and I was like, was that necessary? Like, we already knew what was going on.
No, this is an important question. All right, bear with me here. So he's peeing, and then she's like helping.
She like sidles up to him and like kind of snuggles up to him and then reaches around.
Yeah, got it. And then she's stroking. Mm-hmm. And then does it show it ejecting from the dick?
Well, yeah.
Does it show dick?
It shows droplets. It shows like droplets of fucking man goo like on the ground.
Yeah, it doesn't show his dick.
You just see the ground.
We never get to see his dick.
Straight up like goo. No.
What are we even doing?
You never get to see him hang dong, man.
What are we even doing here?
I was semi-disappointed myself, man.
I mean, look, we talk about this a lot. Like, you want equal representation, and I want equal representation of genitalia. Like, why don't we get to see dicks? I want to see all.
Man, I'm with you, man.
I want to see all the dicks. You, dude. And if we get to
hang dong, bro.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, and look, it's not like the Cronenbergs are like. We got to see Viggo's dick in Eastern Promises, real life Viggo Mortensen ween in Eastern Promises. So Brandon really got to like step his game up. I mean, we could have seen Bill Skarsgård wang. Come on, been,
who doesn't want that?
Yeah, I know.
Actually, it's Alexander Skarsgård. It's not Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Alexander. There's so many Skarsgårds.
It's a Skarsgård.
Yeah.
It's a Skarsgård. Show your dong, man.
Where is Skarsgård?
I'm with
Skarsgård
you, man.
of the Skarsgård. So that is kind of a turning point, and it's like, oh, something's going on here because Gabby is trying to seduce James, and then they're driving back.
Can we real quick talk about how much of a fucking like really good psycho Gabby played?
Yeah,
especially not having eyebrows. Holy shit!
I know
she didn't have eyebrows.
Yeah, Mia Goth. Like, I think we talked about this on the
X
movie, but I have a prejudice, and it's people without eyebrows. It's like, why I can't like.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. What's his name? The guy that played Doctor Who. He doesn't have eyebrows.
Yeah, he doesn't have eyebrows.
Mia Goth is supposedly she just has really, really light eyebrows, but there is nothing there on film. And I was like,
no, it's too light, man.
Yeah, she's still beautiful. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but like, man, I just
she's got eyebrows like my wife has fucking leg hair, where like she can't shave and you won't notice because it's so blonde. Mm-hmm. It's just like they're not there.
We're gonna need
in a way
evidence of this for sure. Like, we need to confirm.
All right,
she's gonna kill me.
Calm down, David.
She's gonna fucking kill me that I said that shit.
But like in terms of like, so it's so weird. Like, for me, some people can be self-conscious about things that no one actually cares about. Mm-hmm. But there's also, you can't tell who's gonna be judging you regardless. So, like, for me, can't stand the lack of eyebrows, because I used to like not. I mean, my eyebrows aren't that great, but when I was a kid,
but you have eyebrows, man.
When I was a kid, I was made fun of because I didn't have eyebrows. So maybe it's a bit of trauma in me, but just like, put on eyebrows. And then some people that have like guys that have thinning hair, like it's the death knell for them. And I don't think people actually care as much as they think people do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Or like, but you know,
I gotta
just
say,
on list of things to be self-conscious about.
Character.
Yeah, be self-conscious about your eyebrows.
No, I think like I disagree. I hard disagree. I think if I see a girl without eyebrows, I'm just like, she wants my attention and now she has it. You know, like that's the only thing that crosses my mind really. Which is now it is a little bit different if I see a guy without. If you saw me without eyebrows, cause for alarm. Probably a real psychopath. Like this person is a serial killer or is about to be.
I think that's what made her character like that much crazier, though, is that you really couldn't see her eyebrows. She didn't have eyebrows.
Yeah,
and Gabby played a good fucking psychopath, man. Especially like at the end when they're kind of like on the bus and they're just like they don't care anymore, like nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing where it's like feels kind of dream logic-y because the character of Gabby goes from I don't know, I think this is intentional. If not, it's just kind of funny, but she goes from having like a real American accent, if I can remember right. I hope I'm remembering this right, but like seems like she has an American accent, and then towards the end, it's like full-on British accent, and her personality.
She did halfway in between because she was British at the beginning, and then American, and then British at the end.
Right. So, like, her character changes and throughout the movie, and it's questionable whether it's a put-on or whether it's intentional for the character.
That's the thing. Is that part of her craziness? Is that part of her being fucking psycho, man?
Right.
You know?
Because she starts out like a fan, but then later on in the film, it's revealed that, like, oh, they're actually targeting Andrew this whole time. It wasn't like she wasn't actually a fan. She's never actually read the book. But they were just, like, trying to target him and get him, like,
for fun.
inculcated into
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
They're targeting him.
Yeah.
I called him Andrew.
But it was just for fun. It was all for fun, which is what makes this movie fucked up.
And what's for fun?
I still give it an 8 out of 10, which is good. 8 out of 10 is fucking good.
Yeah.
That it ended up being like fucked up at the end, which is really good.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me see if I can get this straight. So Alexander Skarsgård does something that's
so they hit some random pedestrian on their way back, like he's super tired or drunk or both, and hits this pedestrian, and then Gabby and Albin, her husband, convince James and Em that like they should just drive back to the resort. It's not safe for them to like go to the police because the police will rape them and it's like a horrible brutal.
It's a corrupt third world country police. Yeah.
So they say like, let's go back to the resort. We'll sort this out the next day. And so it's like this thing of like, hey, we can avoid our comeuppance. We're tourists. And then the next day, the police show up on James's doorstep and take him and Em into the police station as well as the other couple. And it's this great turn because it feels like the detective
is
like
the end.
Yeah. The detective is talking to James and is like, listen, the resort guy that you rented the car from is like a relative, and it's going to look really bad for him if you say you rented the vehicle that killed someone, and he's going to have like some really extreme consequences for that. So it'd be really better for everyone if you say that you didn't rent the car from him. And so it's set up of like, oh, so I can just say like it never happened because I didn't rent the car, and so James is like, no, I did not rent the car. And the detective's like goes, great. So you guys stole the car, and then you drove off and ran over this person, and everyone said that it's your fault. So everyone's story agrees, James, that you're the person at fault. And he's like, oh shit. So it's like playing around with like, hey, it's gonna be okay to, oh, you're not only are you guilty, but you're going to die now because that's what we do on this island. And then the reveal
that part was fucking crazy when they fucking execute all of them by slitting their throats, and then you end up finding out that like all the rich people, it was all their clones, and they're all sitting on like bleachers just like clapping for it.
Yeah, that comes a bit later. So like it starts out with, so it's revealed like the clone thing happens, and then we're shown James's clone being murdered by this little kid, which is disturbing. But it's such an interesting shot because then you're shown James's reaction to it, and it's like the same smile at the end of Midsummer where he's betraying like, hey, I'm actually kind of enjoying this, you know? And you're like, huh. Because it puts you in the situation of like, what would it be like to watch yourself get executed? And like, what would that do to you? And there's this weird place where it's like, oh, he finds this enjoyable, and like that's super disturbing. And his wife calls him out on it the next day, and is kind of disturbed that he could just sit there and watch it. And then what's revealed is like James gets like welcomed into this group of other wealthy tourists that have experienced this as well. And then, yeah, it's like a support group, but they're all like real big fans of it.
They're like fucking clones that we've all had murdered.
Yeah. Like, and then it's revealed that like not only have they done it before, but they're like, this is actually my new favorite thing, is to commit crime so I can watch my clone be executed. And so it enters this like debauched reality, and like with no rules, and they start committing like a couple crimes that seem arbitrary, and then it transforms into like, oh, this is all a setup, like to specifically target James and fuck with this guy, because that's the actual game, is not only just committing crime as rich people and getting away with it. It's specifically like, hey, let's find another rich person and fuck with them.
To fuck with him, dude, and it's so bad.
I hate this. Yeah. This sounds truly horrible.
8 out of 10.
Let me say. So my reaction to this concept, and I wonder if you guys had this reaction as well, is so when you describe it, it's like, okay, well, you commit a crime, you got to pay for it, but really, that can't happen. Because the problem is you would stop existing in the world, and then our little weird fucking cult coven thing would be found out, and the implication of the thing. So their answer is, okay, well, make a clone of you with that is to everyone. It is an exact replica of you down to the memories, and then we'll execute that clone. Well, that's the disconnect for me. Is where I go, you've made an exact replica that is innocent, essentially, and hasn't done the thing. Why not execute the real person? Like, that seems like...
they're rich, dude.
No. You have their replacement. You have
see, that's also the question is, was the copy killed, or was it the original? And there's no way of knowing. And so that's kind of like what they're playing around with,
it
too.
It kind of switches around, yeah.
Because at some point, like Jay mentioned, at one point, this group is caught, and then they're all going to be executed. And it seems like this extrajudicial thing where it's like, okay, we're done with this fucking shit. We're going to execute this group. And you see the group like being with their throats slit, and then you hear like a cheer from the crowds, and it pans over, and all of them are sitting there watching it.
Watching their clones get fucking killed.
That's fucking trippy. That is.
Dude, you know what's fucked up though is like it's got to be a rich person's mentality, because if somebody made a clone of me, he'd probably be my best fucking friend, man. I'd hang out with me.
You know, that's the problem.
I don't want to watch you die, man.
Yeah, you know, you get to have those conversations with you that you have anyway, but you could actually say it and not look crazy. You know,
Well, I wonder if that would be weird if having the experience of you physically in the room talking with you, like,
dude, you'd be able to sort out so many problems.
Just like, I wonder if you're just like sat there and you're like, oh, I'm insufferable. I hate this guy.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was. Yeah,
and not
dude, it would suck if like your clone hated you.
Yeah,
it was like, dude, you suck.
You're horrible,
right, but you're me.
No, you're like, you know, that's the problem with you. You know, is you never fucking listen, and you know,
fucking argument with your clone.
You're like, well, whose fault is that? And it's like, well, it's yours. And it's like, no, it's yours. And it's like, oh, no. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, all you need is, yeah, oh, no. We are bad. Or good.
Oh, and you could just hate, dude, that would suck.
And
dude.
you could finally suck your own dick.
I know. I mean, that's where we're all going, right?
That's where it's going.
That's where we're going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Finally, you could
get to literally fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Someone says, go fuck yourself. You're like, I will.
Don't threaten me with a good time, you.
You can find out how giving you actually are in bed. It's like
exactly.
Like
that's the thing.
I don't like
actually
this.
Fuck yourself.
I don't like this. I don't like this concept.
You're both sitting back, just like I mean, you do me first, right?
This is why it's rich people with the fucking clones and not us poor ass motherfuckers, because we're like, I'll fuck them.
Right.
Interesting. This is very
strange. Between a lot of this stuff, like there's some like drug use, like, and
they use that fucking Scarecrow Batman drug, man.
Right. It's true. They go into these.
They use the blue flower, bro.
they use these really trippy sequences to like enter in to this like weird reality, and it's like you don't quite know what's going on, but you do know there's a lot of fucking going on. Like
Batman Scarecrow drug.
And like it's interesting because it straight up shows. Like, well, not straight up. It's a little obfuscated, but like you see Dick Neck going in, you know, you see full penetration, you know, through these kind of distorted images. And there's at one point there's like the shot of like inside the vagina and like the dick head coming right at the screen. It's like goes pretty intense, and then it shows a lot of tits, but the disturbing thing is like then it goes into like Cronenberg world, and like the nipples are starting to like secrete out goo, and then like there's a point at which like one of the guys is like eating some kind of weird gummy worm coming out of a nipple, and you're like, yeah, don't worry about it, moving on.
Okay.
Like what the fuck is this?
Okay, now hang on here. Okay, Jay, do you have kids?
No.
Okay, we both have kids. Bryce and I both have kids. Okay, you're David Cronenberg, and you sit down and you're watching this movie. Are you proud? You know? Are you like, am
I proud of what my son just made?
That's my boy,
son. You know, you fucked up.
Tit goo. Yeah.
I didn't like the part.
No, that's fucked up.
I did not like the part where the gummy worm was coming out of the booba, and the man was eating it out of the booba. And it's like, I don't know if I would be very proud of my child. I think I might be like, I fucked up at some point. At some point, I messed up.
I'd be a little disappointed. like, son, what is this?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I've seen some of your shows there, Jay. Do you think? What do you think your dad would say about that? You know, about the baby killings and whatnot.
Oh, my dad's proud, dude. He didn't give a shit. My dad, fucking love my dad. My dad's awesome.
Do you find yourself in in direct competition with Infant Annihilator, or you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say direct competition. We just kind of have our own thing, and it just kind of like, we did one album called Kill the Children, and we kind of just fed off of that, and then everyone's like, oh, you're the baby killing band. So it's like we kind of turned into that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just works out. But no, my dad's proud.
Yeah.
Have you ever branched out
what I'm
into
doing.
eating toddlers?
Yeah.
Fucking toddlers are expensive, man. Newborns are way cheaper.
That's true. That's true.
They've got some.
Grab.
They've got some investment in them.
Yeah, you got to sign paperwork. It's a whole fucking thing to get toddlers.
So
you can find newborns in the dumpster. It's super easy.
Oof. Just gonna dig me a hole.
So it turns into like this thing where like James is involved in this group, and then like progressively they're fucking with him more and more till the point comes where they act like they're kidnapping the detective, and they're going to get like some comeuppance on this detective, and they have James beat the shit out of him while he's hooded, and then it's revealed that he's actually beating the shit out of one of his clones, and
they unmask him, yeah, and it's like his fucking clone, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of clone on clone fighting towards the end of it, and then James eventually tries to escape, and it doesn't. He again, like with the dream logic, like he can't quite get away, or he's powerless to get away, and a lot of like the really kind of dark stuff is like this group of rich people turning on James. The other thing about James is that we haven't mentioned is he's not actually rich. He's just, his wife is rich, or his wife's family's rich, and apparently he's
rich.
She straight up admits that she married him because her parents told her like not to marry rich or some shit like that.
No, they say don't marry a writer, and then she marries a writer.
Yeah.
So it's like a fuck you to her dad. But
yeah.
So yeah, it gets pretty dark, and then they eventually leave, and then the very ending shot is it shows James still on the beach during the rainy season.
Yeah, he stayed because he hid his passport. They said that he didn't have his passport, but he ends up like hiding it.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting movie, a lot of twists and turns, and a lot of like kind of sick, like dark humor in it. Like when he comes back from the second killing of his clone, and he's like kind of toting this urn with the ashes of the clone, kind of like a souvenir, and you're like, oh, this is tourism to him now. It's like, hey, I get to take back the ashes of my clone. And when he's packing up to leave, he's got like 3 urns, filled with ashes on his way back.
Take back my clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it kind of we kind of gone all over the place, but it is a really well crafted ramp up from like just being normal to being like, what? This is very weird, to exploring the implications and then having a reveal of how nefarious this group of people that are targeting James is.
It's a weird movie, but it's like it's still well written, so it's like it's structured but weird at the same time. It's not like Naked Lunch or anything,
right,
where it's just like weird all around. It's very structured. Like you see the weirdness, but it's also like, okay, I understand. This is how it's going. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little easier to understand like the themes and kind of a little bit of the commentary of what's going to say, or just at least like viewing it through the lens of the human experience and like the darker side of people's psyche and the darker side of being above the law.
Yeah.
And
like I said, at the end where they're all on the bus and they're just kind of like shooting the shit, like it was nothing. Like it was literally just a vacation that they were on.
yeah, I mean, gives me kind of glimpses of like, oh, this must have been what life was like on, what's his name? Who is the giant pedophile?
Oh yeah, Epstein.
Epstein's like on Epstein's island. It's like probably like, oh, they're just doing horrific, like apocalyptical crimes against humanity on this island, and they're like, well, all right, I guess I got to go back and run my company. See you later, guys.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, fucking,
exactly. Yeah.
By the way, like, still no one to answer for any of that. Like, Clintons are just fucking hanging out, you know, like everybody who was ever, you know.
No one, David. No one knew.
No one.
Like,
I'm surprised.
We just came over to have lunch.
Lane is still alive.
I'm
surprised Ghislaine Maxwell's still alive, dude. I thought she would have hanged herself too.
Yeah. Like, what is how aren't more people like serious? And the you know what the answer is? I think the answer is we all knew that it was this fucked up. I think everybody always in the back of their head was like, oh yeah, there's definitely like they're horrible people. Like the politicians they're horrible.
It's almost like the people that have all the money are in control of the justice.
Yeah,
you know, and can
honestly, dude, watch this fucking movie. You'll have your answer. That's exactly how it fucking ends, dude.
Yeah,
it's just rich people don't fucking face consequences, man.
Well,
this is how the world we've created has become.
Yeah, well, here's the question. Okay, so like, well, I won't get into it. I mean, we could get into it in the after.
I mean, it's interesting, like, just putting this up against, like, Crimes of the Future, like, this is much more comprehensible, even though it does rely heavily on kind of the nightmarish qualities or dream logic. It's interesting. One of the factoids about this movie is that in the opening weekend, it out-earned the lifetime earnings of Crimes of the Future. So, I don't know if there's one thing about David Cronenberg being pleased about Brandon Cronenberg. I also wonder if there's like, startup little bastard beat my movie.
Well, how much? I mean, you know, the other. I mean, there's so many different aspects of that coin, which is like, did Brandon Cronenberg do this? Did he?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing.
Did he?
Oh yeah, totally.
That's the thing. Like, you watch Crimes of the Future, and the thing that I don't like about it was like I don't even know what he's going for. Like, I
thought that movie was so dope. Like, I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like this one better. I think Brandon Cronenberg is definitely one to watch, and I think the genre of horror is going to be well suited for him because, like his father, it seems pretty in tune with sex and violence, you know, as being a major theme, and you know, that's what you get to do in horror. So, final recommendations. Who would like this? I think if you like Possessor, you're going to like this movie. It's
I liked it. It was enjoyable. Yeah. It was very enjoyable, in my opinion. Yeah.
It's Cronenbergian, so I mean, even if you like stuff from David Cronenberg, you'll probably like this as well. I'll cite the other shows that it reminded me of too, like kind of the White Lotus or you know, what did I say? White Lotus and Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, kind of weird stuff like that. You'll like this one. It's a good quality movie flew under our radar.
Yeah,
a little bit,
the
but-
acting was there, the camera work was there, the lighting, all of that. Yeah. Like it was very well made.
Sounds like there was
sure.
actual insertion as well.
Yeah.
Yes, total penetration.
Do you think it was? Now, do you think it was real life, or do you think it was simulated?
It's hard to say. I mean, it also might be like B footage, or what do you call it? Like stock footage.
Like stock footage of penetration.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you can't really tell with like, I mean, it could have been just full on unsimulated sex with all those actors, but I mean, I'm sure the women wouldn't mind. Fucking Alexander Skarsgård.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool if it was real, but you know, I don't trust anything, so it's probably B footage, B-roll.
Yeah. So, anyways, go see it, rent it. It's available now.
Where did you watch it?
I watched it on Amazon Prime.
I watched it on Amazon Prime as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hop into a bit we call horror movie whores.
Whore. 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 Whores. Whore. Whores. Whores. Whore. Whore. Horse. Whore. Whore. Whores. Whore. 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 Whores.
All right, in this bit, we listen to our voicemail from our listeners. I'm trying to look at where we left off here.
Had a lot come in recently.
Yeah. Sam from Indianapolis.
Hey, this is Sam from Indianapolis. I'm listening to your episode on The Happening, and I'm listening to you guys getting a little befuddled about why Mark Wahlberg is so popular. And I got to say, I'm with you guys. I don't understand, in a world where we hear so much about cancel culture, how a guy that's been convicted twice for violent race-related hate crimes is, given this illustrious career and fame. It's beyond me, but I don't know. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
That was forever
I didn't
ago.
understand why Mark Wahlberg was a fucking science teacher. Who the fuck looks at Mark Wahlberg and says, science teacher?
Yeah.
Hey, say hi to your mother. Hey, how's your mother doing?
I mean, I think even separate from any kind of like cancel culture or past crimes or whatever, like he's just a nothing actor to me. It's just like he looks just like a piece of toast. Like there's no one else that could be doing this better. Just some guy that's like, what? No.
Hey,
don't
isn't-
do
whoa, hey,
that.
The grass is trying to kill us. It's trying to kill your mother.
Hey, whoa, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Jeez, look at you.
Yeah.
Like you're some great guy? I don't think so, bud. Anyway.
So, yeah, we don't have to relitigate his past crimes. I just want to say, like, he's not that good of an actor, so why does he keep getting all this work? Anyways.
I just didn't understand how they made him a science teacher. They did the same thing in fucking that Transformers movie. They tried to make him like a fucking like scientist. And it was like, dude, you're Marky Mark. You ain't shit, dude.
Have you seen my pecs, though?
You were
Jeez.
good in the other guys.
They're off the charts. Look at these man boobs.
All right, next caller.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, what's up? My name is Joe. I'm from Ringgold, Georgia, down here by Chattanooga, Tennessee. People call me the Trash Bear, so you can call me that, too. I was recently on a road trip and was with my wife. I dragged her to the Monroeville Mall, which is where they actually shot the original OG Dawn of the Dead. Went to the museum and all that fun stuff. But while I was there, I was like, oh, let me find a podcast that I can listen to about this film. So stumbled across your podcast by searching for Dawn of the Dead and heard some hard R's real quick while I was listening to a few episodes and went, oh, damn, I'm in the right place. So, hey, hard R's. Anyways, wanted to flex my horror movie cred real quick, tell a couple of fun stories. When I was 5, my dad and whole family and I, we watched the first two Nightmare on Elm Street, and my dad told me that Freddy Krueger lived under my bed, which fucked me up for life. And then we also watched Hellraiser when I was about 8, and my dad told me that I had deformed brother and sister that lived in the attic, and he described them as looking kind of like Frank from Hellraiser. So, once again, fucked me up. But big horror guy. Favorite movies probably going to be. I really like the OG Dawn of the Dead, and I really like Hellraiser 2 and Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Bunch of other shit too. Anyways, I'm not on social media, so I can't really talk to you guys or interact with you very well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end.
Yeah, so if
that was it.
So it's just static for another 30 seconds.
If you hear,
So I got a,
he can't.
I got a,
Oh wait,
I got
that was
things on that one.
No, that was intentional.
I got a couple things on that one. My fucking do you remember the my buddy,
Yeah.
my buddy dolls? So my dad bought a fucking red-haired one that looked like fucking Chucky.
Yeah.
And after showing us the Chucky movies, the fucking Child's Play, my dad threw that doll at us in the morning to like scare the shit out of us. So we might have the same fucking dad.
This happened.
As far as Hellraiser,
that happened across
I am
America.
wearing my Hellraiser shirt. So if you like Hellraiser, it says, "Do I look like someone that cares what God thinks?" My Hellraiser shirt.
That's a dope shirt. Yeah, no,
Thank you.
I think if you're of a certain age, there was just a moment in time where dads across the country just did that exact thing to their children, and everybody was like,
Fucked us up for
it was
life.
crazy, and everybody thinks they have this super unique story, but no, my buddy exists. And it fucked everybody up. If you hear that accent, that deep South Georgia accent, and they say, "I got a couple stories for you," you know you're in for a good time.
Stop
You're
and
in for
listen.
Yep.
He goes,
Yeah,
I
gotta say, we've grown as a podcast. We try to steer away from the hard R's so much now.
Except for movies. Hard R movies. Yeah.
Right. Hard R movies are great.
No, I got you, man.
But we prefer to, we don't talk about, the mentally challenged as much. We talk more about
you can't say that.
Retired people. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, this just the elderly and infirm.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, thanks, Joe, for calling in. Feel free to call us in and leave voicemails if you don't want to talk on social media.
Dude, that's awesome, though, that you got to check out the fucking Dawn of the Dead shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Night of the Living Dead?
It was Dawn of the Dead, the original.
It was Dawn of the Dead. Yeah.
That
Nice.
also had one of my favorite artworks that Dustin did for us.
Yeah, man-child.
Nice.
What was it?
I can't.
Here, I'll just look
something man-child.
Moronic man-children.
That's
was
right.
what someone called us in a review. They said, these moronic man-children. And we were like, Here, I'll look it up.
That's about right.
Hey guys, what's up? I was just leaving a voicemail and the fucking thing cut off. So if this is a duplicate, well, all right, deal with it. It's your fault.
Oh yeah, he's just recording like what he already did. Alrighty.
Here's the moronic man children. Here we go. This is the. Oh wow, is it not going to share? Oh, there it goes. That's the artwork.
Moronic man children. That's awesome.
Being drawn by a zombie.
Everyone's a critic.
And there's Bryce, and that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey guys, it's me. My name's Brian Felipe Cruz. I'm from Texas. I just wanted to say, love the podcast. I've been listening for a while now. You guys are absolutely great. I listen to you guys whenever I'm doing really anything. It's just kind of boring. I like to do it when I'm mowing, which I got a bit to say about a little bit later. I just wanted to say, keep up the great work, and you guys are doing really great. What I was going to say earlier is, fuck you, Bryce, because I was trying to listen to the podcast earlier while I was mowing, and I freaking dropped my earbud. I was adjusting it, and it fell in the lawnmower blade, and it got, like, shredded. So it's like, and I had to go buy a new pair. So, fuck you, Bryce. because you like said. Oh, sorry. I just realized you probably think I'm just saying that out of nowhere. No, you like said something really funny right when I was adjusting my earbud, and it like made me like laugh, and I like dropped it. So I blame you for that. Anyway, just wanted to say you guys are doing absolutely great. Keep up the good work. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there's this. Okay, there's a snake. Okay, never mind.
It's going to happen again.
Good work, you guys.
Okay.
Hope to...
Good. Yeah.
Hope you guys keep up the good work.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Thank you.
Damn, Bryce, why'd you do that, man?
Hey, good job.
I promise to be less funny in the future.
Hey, good job. Hey, good job. Good job. Hey, guys, good job. Hey, you guys doing great. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Damn, your guys' call-ins are pretty fucking funny. This is awesome.
Hello, guys. It's Anasaurus from Finland. Hello. I just wanted to call.
Finland.
I'm so excited about the birth of HMT Plus. Congratulations, my loves. It's so great. I mean, you rock HMT. You will rock HMT Plus. We all love you, support you. Can't wait what you bring to us. True Lies, definitely. Yay, Wayne's World, like all these things. Like, can't wait to hear your opinions and mocks and whatever you come up with, like you always do. Yay! So I just started this newest the HMT Plus episode. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but I might call again if I need to. But anyway, just wanted to say congratulations! Whee! That's Anna from Finland, and I'm out.
Anna from Finland. I actually just got the latest care package from Anna. I mean,
I did too. I'm just editing. I'm editing a picture here so that I can share it with people.
Wait, real quick before you show it. What does she look like?
She's cute.
She's cute. Yeah,
dude. Because I'm picturing like a chick with the braids and like big ass tits.
Yes, not accurate. Braids.
Am I right?
I think she's got kind of more of a buzz cut. But she does have
the tits are right.
She definitely does. She is a female.
She is a female.
I love Scandinavian women.
My wife
is Scandinavian.
I just got my care package. She always puts a bunch of stickers on it, and a nice note from her. And then she sent me a bunch of licorice, which she does every once in a while.
Oh, dude, Scandinavian licorice is so good, dude.
The newest one is she sent these candy bars, which are
Dupla,
like chocolate covered licorice.
Oh my god, dude, Scandinavian!
I gotta say, it's kind of amazing.
I used to work for a Dane, man, and their candy is so awesome,
dude. Yeah, she
sounds beautiful.
She's great, and yeah. So same thing. I got the envelope came with tons and tons of dinosaur stickers and a Homer sticker. There's office stickers. She got a picture of her dog.
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
Nice little note, and then these licorice pipes. You get to yeah. Oh, there he's got it. Bryce has it. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you guys want to send us fan mail, that's pretty cool stuff of you to do. So thank you. Thank you, Anna.
Dude, Scandinavian candy is so good, man. Even the licorice. I don't even like licorice, and their licorice is awesome.
That's what I say. And then she sent these little ones that are like warheads, but licorice. Yeah. And mind-blowing taste coming out of these things anyway. So.
I think with licorice, you have to have like a level set. I think most people haven't had strong enough licorice to where
they haven't had that, but it's good once you get used to it. I'm a fucking Satanist, but God bless the Scandinavian people. I'll tell you that right now.
That's a real insult coming from a Satanist.
So thanks, Anna.
I know, right?
Thanks, Anna, for the care packages, and thanks for the kind words for HMT Plus. We're excited about it too.
Anna, you sound beautiful. I love you.
She's
a wonderful person.
Yeah. And I would say she's single, but she's got a new boyfriend that she just talked to us about on Instagram.
Well, I have a wife, so. She's Swedish. My wife is Swedish American. So
we weren't
I love
offering. We weren't
Scandinavian
offering.
people.
We were
weren't
just,
offering.
We were just saying. You know.
Okay.
It's not ours to.
Hello.
It's not ours to say.
Right.
Hello, this is Ayla from Toledo, Ohio. I know this is going to be a little bit of a throwback for you guys, so I do apologize, but I just watched Black Christmas last night, and honestly, I really liked it. I was a little disappointed listening to your guys' review on it this morning that it wasn't scored a little higher, but I do think you guys did have some valid criticisms on the pacing. I haven't seen the 2019 remake, but I'm definitely willing to watch it and kind of compare the two. Also, I know that gypsies are a frequent topic on the show, and I was just wondering if any of you had any opinions on the film adaptation of Stephen King's Thinner. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.
Ayla is
I don't think it's a frequent topic necessarily. We have talked about gypsies a couple times.
Gypsies. Yeah, no. Boo. Get out of
I
here.
think we got flagged on YouTube
for saying bad things about gypsies?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did.
Okay.
So we have limited. Anytime we disparage gypsies, we're going to get limited ad revenue.
Oh, that sucks.
It's worth it, I'd say. It's worth it.
Have you seen Thinner?
No.
Yes, I have. I love Thinner.
But I would like to say,
yeah.
Ayla has wonderful musical taste, and she's been very nice. And she's been, I've been chatting with her over on Instagram. She's just a lovely person. But I have not seen Thinner. I'm sure Bryce has. Have you?
I have a while back. Like it's an interesting one, and it's very much like if you want gypsy horror, if you want horror that involves gypsy curses, that's probably one at the top of the list.
It's got to be a terrifying movie.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it?
No,
David. Oh my god, dude, you gotta watch it.
Okay,
it's good, man. It's like it's almost like a made-for-TV movie, but it's like really fucking good, dude. Especially like the costume work that they do. Like they made him like wear larger clothes and shit as he got thinner.
What? A Stephen King movie? It seems like it was made for TV. What?
Yeah, I know. Weird, right?
I know.
You never heard of that before.
What?
Good movie though, man.
But in terms of Black Christmas, just god damn, it was slow and boring.
Yeah,
I stand by that. But the new one, I think what happened, there was a little bit of a. If you watch a 2019 one and then you listen to our review, you'd be like, "Wow, they kind of like that." I think we both felt a little woke pressure, and we're like, "Oh no, it's good, it's good." A little bit.
I remember hating it.
Well, yeah, we hated it, but we said nice things about it. I think we gave it a 7 or so.
Did we?
Yeah, I believe so. It was terrible. It was bad, but it was much worse than the first. But because of the angle of its dangle, we were like, don't say bad things about that.
I gave it a 6, just kind of meh.
No, that's pretty good. You know, I mean.
Well, you know what? You don't have to put words in my mouth.
I don't. No, I don't. Your score
You're gonna
speaks
look
for
for
itself. Yeah.
All right. Next caller.
Hey guys, it's Mike from Pittsburgh. I just listened to the Evil Dead episode. It's awesome, and I'm glad to hear you guys figured it out. Definitely relate to David. I listened to like nonstop true crime and then got super depressed, so I don't listen to it as much anymore. Every once in a while. I do like the format, and I was thinking about when you guys were talking about watching stuff way too early. I had watched Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th in first grade, and then in second grade, so that's probably, 7, and then by second grade, I was a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. My mom let me dress up as Freddy Krueger. She put this gooey shit on my face to look like it was burned. And then it really did burn. It burned my skin from all the chemicals. So then I went to school the next day with my face all red. But I had gloves. My mom had put some cardboard cutout, blades, and then wrapped them in aluminum foil. and I'll send you guys a picture to your email. Great show again. I really liked the guest too. She did great. So I'm gonna keep listening. It was close. I almost canceled my $25 tier, but more options, more movies. Love it. All right, guys, take care. Bye.
Well, thanks, Mike, for sticking with us. Yeah, Jen did great. I think Jen probably wins the prize for most traumatized kid because her father, if I remember correctly, showed her The Exorcist at age 5. Like, in terms of, like, the stories of premature exposure to horror, like 5 years old for The Exorcist is probably...
I was 6 when my dad showed me The Exorcist, and he has, like, an old school stereo system, and I was raised Catholic. So at the time, that was real to me.
Right.
Holy shit. Yeah, I was still Catholic. I believed in Jesus and the devil and all that fucking shit. And my dad showed me that at like age 6 or 7, showed me The Exorcist, and it freaked me the fuck out. That's how you get the man you see before you today.
Yeah, I think showing little kids scary stuff is... I'm not a big fan of that.
Like, I can't even imagine it, because, like, my son, like, I just had an episode of The X-Files on last night, and it was just a little dark and, like, a little, they were talking about something a little scary, and he's 8, and he was like, no, I can't do this. And he wasn't even in the same room. He was, like, in the next room and just hearing it, and, like yeah, so...
Well, dude, it fucked me up because, like I said, I was, like, raised Catholic, so that shit was real.
Yeah.
Like, demons are fucking real. And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Lovely day for an exorcism, isn't it? And I was like, no, I don't want to watch any more of this.
Yeah, it's a lot for a little mind. It's a lot.
I mean, what was your dad getting out of that to make you sit there at age 6 to watch it? Like, was he trying to get you into the genre, or
he was killing the clone of
shit
himself?
Oh, okay.
I think both. I don't really fucking know what it was. I remember him getting mad at me because I liked Darth Maul, because he was like, because he looks like the devil, and I was like, no, because he's a badass Sith. Like, but I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
All I know is that I'm fucked up and I can watch fucked up movies. You guys seen Serbian film, right?
No.
I haven't seen that one. No, there's a couple on the list of the extreme that I still haven't seen. I haven't seen Martyrs, haven't seen Serbian film.
I have a copy of Serbian film that I literally keep in my safe at my house, so in case my house burns down, I still have Serbian film. It's fucked up.
Seems unnecessary, but all right. I mean,
you got your priorities in order.
If you guys ever review it, can I please be on to talk with you guys again?
I mean,
absolutely.
We'll think about it. Just don't give it away right away, Bryce. Jesus Christ, you gotta just dangle it.
He said yeah. He said yeah. Fuck you. He said yeah.
Whoa, fuck you, buddy. You be careful with those fuck yous around here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, next call from...
Can I take back my fuck you?
Yeah, sure.
Next call from Sam.
Hey, this is Sam from Indianapolis. I just want to say I totally encourage your guys' growth into HMTGQ+. I know that David's been transitioning. I just want to know if David's going to be his dead name and what his new name is. And also, I've got lots of bullshit opinions and rants about non-horror movies, too. So I'll try to call in more often. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, no,
he's got a follow-up before we respond.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is Sam from Indianapolis. I'm listening to your Evil Dead episode, and you seem to believe Teresa just suddenly became a Deadite. What happened was the mom took the tattoo gun and took hit herself in the face with it to get some of her Deadite blood, and then used the tattoo gun on Teresa's face, infecting her with Deadite blood, which is why the Deadite then spread from that wound, and she started spewing all that stuff from her orify, if you will.
Okay, that makes more
sense.
sense.
That's all. Thanks, bye.
Sam from Indy, keeping it real. Yeah, Wow. Okay. Yeah. Good insight on Evil Dead Rise. We were. It's just a weird thing now after zombies, where it's just like bodily fluids mean it's you're infected. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. My David will be my dead name. I'm thinking Donna. Probably gonna keep the double D's. Because we're moving that way. Moving that in that double David Day, Donna Day, and then we're really gonna bring them double D's out. After that, it's gonna be. I'm gonna not slay them.
All right, maybe we should just.
All right.
Well, I'm just looking at all these calls. I think maybe we should just cut it off after this one. So we got perennial favorite Robert the Farter calling in. And then maybe we'll get the next ones on a future episode or a dedicated episode.
Hey, it's Robert the Farter. It's been a little while since I've called in to you guys, and I just wanted to call in, and I just had a question for you guys, Bryce and David. I was wondering if you guys still get nightmares, or if that was only something you had when you were younger, and if so, I was wondering what is the scariest nightmare you've had? And yeah, so that's my question. So let me know. Thank you guys, and I love the show. Been a fan for I've been listening for about three years, and I've been calling in for about 2 years maybe. So yeah, love you guys. Yeah.
Love you, Robert. You're the best.
It's Robert the Farter.
Here he goes. Good job.
Oh, he's getting. Been watching Robert the Farter grow up.
He likes it.
He used to have a little squeaker voice, and now he feels like a full-grown man with full-grown man farts.
Yeah. I got the dream. Do you have one in chambered?
You go ahead.
I don't really have bad dreams so much anymore. I don't really have many dreams anymore. I don't know why that is. I don't drink or smoke anymore, so I don't. There's seemingly should be nothing holding those back. But I remember when I was in community college in a class about. I think it was about World War II, and we were talking a lot about the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and the actual effects of them and what happened. And I had a fucking ripping dream about nuclear holocaust that I could see. I saw it happen in the distance, and I felt it hit me, and I looked down as the blast was happening, and I could look into my insides. It was like I had x-ray vision because of the thing, and I could see all this cancer growing over all of my organs, and I was and the dread that came with that, that knowledge of oh, there's cancer happening inside you right now, that was so terrifying. I remember it yesterday. That was such a scary dream for me. So that's mine. What about you, Bryce?
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's
I have
fucking
any.
brutal, man.
Yeah, I don't think I have any nightmares that stick with me long term. It's mostly kind of the generic things where you're running away from someone, but for some reason you can't run fast enough, or you get in a fight and your punches just feel like they're pillows. And yeah, it's mostly the dreams that bother me are kind of the recurring ones where I think I talked about it in a recent episode where if I'm super stressed, I'll have dreams about losing teeth or breaking a tooth.
Oof.
Yep. Teeth dreams.
Yeah.
What about you, Jay?
So one of the worst ones that I ever had. So I used to get zombie dreams, which were actually pretty cool because I just killed zombies in my neighborhood and shit. But I had one where I went to my parents' house and my mom was a zombie, and I had to put her out. That fucking sucked. That was a brutal ass fucking dream. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
smashed my mom's. I had a baseball bat, so I had to can like smash her brains in. It was like, it's my mom. I don't want to kill you, but you're a zombie, you know?
Yeah, like it's like Blackened. Like I always think that one lyric in the Metallica song Blackened is like, like low key the hardest, like because it's like kill your mother. It's like Jesus,
kill your mother.
Christ.
Yeah,
fuck.
Put your mother to death.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, oof.
Yeah, that was the only one. Like I said, I used to have fun with my zombie dreams. So I would just be bashing zombie brains, and it was fun. But that one where I was like, it's my mom. But you're a zombie, so I'm going to bash your head in, I guess.
You got to pay the piper for all those cool zombie dreams with one of those real life zombie dreams. You're like, shit.
So yeah, that'll be the voicemails for this episode. Hope we're in your dreams going forward. Jade, you got anything to plug? So you mentioned a performance with Angelic Desolation on the 13th, was that right?
On the 13th, we're playing with the Legion at the Marquee Theater. That'll be cool. Today, I don't know, when does this podcast come out today? Are you guys doing live? Or
it'll come out on Wednesday. So
it'll come out on Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, so you'll miss it. But there's a music video that I'm in for, they're called The Faggots of Death. I play a zombie in the video. Like I said, that comes out today, but that'll be out. But yeah, the 13th, we're playing with the Legion at the Marquee Theater in Denver. And we have our new album. The physical copies are out, but our new album's out for Angelic Desolation. So that's cool.
Cool. What's the album called?
Oh, God damn it. I forget the name of our album. So they don't let me. They let me name the songs and the lyrics and all that, and they never let me name like aborted orchestronic abortion. I think that's what it's called.
Appropriate.
They don't let me name the albums, and it's stupid, dude. They come up with these confusing ass names, and I don't get to name them, and I don't like that.
Who's they?
Orchestronic abortion is what it's called.
Who is they? Who is this they you speak of?
The fucking other assholes in my band.
Oh man.
By the way, like 2 of the members I've known since I was 16, so I get to call them assholes.
Okay.
That's interesting.
And also, you got the Crypt Keeper horror show, which can be found on all the podcast platforms. You have any episode coming out soon? Anything in the chamber?
We just had one this week. We did a fucking, we watched a video called like The Rise of the Beast. Don't watch it. Don't waste your fucking time. Okay. It was like a sci-fi original fucking graphics and shit. It was pretty fucking dumb. But anyways, that came out recently. But we have our podcast comes out every Friday. So, we'll have more coming up. But yeah, man.
Alrighty. Well,
great having you on the show, Jay. Thanks so much, man.
Dude, it was such a pleasure. You guys are so fucking awesome. This is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
We'll have you on again sometime. We'll say goodbye and just let you know this episode was produced by me and edited by Fart Simpson. Thanks to you all and the listeners. Thanks to our patrons. Please share the podcast with a friend. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, click through from our website, horrormovietalk.com, so we can get a little taste of that. We'll see you on the flippity flop. If you want to call and leave us a voicemail, call 682-253-4468. Until next time, bye-bye.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. You lose. Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
I just took a stroll through the scraggly woods.
He had no face!
Horror!
Wow, that didn't sound good.